Hey, that video from yesterday that we put out there is getting some really good fun run. Very thankful. Look, if any of you need internet marketing or internet gimmicks like that, George Samuelson is absolutely fantastic. He's worked with Ali and I for a long time, and you know, I think one of the things that is cool when you can work with a marketing person or somebody that does the things that you don't do well, but they really have a very strong understanding of what it is that you do and what you want to convey. That's really the person that's going to help you, and that can extend beyond marketing and internet hijinks like what we did yesterday with that cervical fluoroscopy.
Oh, clobber those facets. Get back there.
Now I do want to talk about that for a minute, because before any rotten, horrible people decide they want to comment, number one, it will just be deleted off of that. But the cervical spine has joints, and joints are meant to move, and those joints would move into 3 planes, which includes cervical extension. We absolutely should be able to move. And I do not believe that every single person's neck is going to explode if you do some kind of hinging or squatting or something that is angled towards spine stiffness with a hyperextended neck. I don't believe that. I do believe that it's a better way, and there's a lot of reasons what makes it better. And a lot of those reasons we talked about in T equals R2, which is on T equals R plus streaming platform at charlieweingroff.com. Maybe you should take a look at that if you'd like to learn a little bit more. What I'd really like you to ask, though, is a couple things. Do you think I'm doing... Now, that video was fun, and it absolutely was antagonistic, and we're looking to make people laugh. Okay, but I believe what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to hurt somebody. What I'm trying to do is actually get someone to realize that even though they heard something different from an incredibly credible source, and you look in the book and you see the man doing it with his neck up here and his butt into the next county, you know what? He was allowed to be wrong. And you're allowed to be wrong. And I'm allowed to be wrong. And if you think that they're different, start there. If you do a kettlebell swing with cervical extension versus neutral neck, please begin just to admit that they're different. Because if you can't get past that they're different, then just hit delete and don't worry about it. Because the reality is that I'm not worried about it. I'm not interested in a conversation from some random person that's telling me, well, so-and-so said they should do it. I learned it this way. Well, just because you learned it first from someone, that doesn't make it right. That just means you're emotional. That just means you don't want to be wrong. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being wrong. And the moment I believe that anything that I would choose is not the absolute best, I'll change it, and I'm not worried about it. So think about that. Like, the next time somebody says something or you read something that's the opposite of what you currently believe, hit pause and try to maybe appreciate, maybe they had it wrong and there is a better way to do it, because that's what I believe. And it doesn't mean the other 9 things that you learned from this other resource doesn't mean that they're not primo, okay? So keep that stuff in mind. And please, don't swing with a hyperextended neck.